Oh, good morning.
Good morning to you, Colin.
Morning, Joan.
This grey Tuesday morning.
Yeah, it's not raining, but it is miserable.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've just come from gym, so
To just go once a week.
yeah.
Yes.
No, sorry, once a day.
Once a
I
day.
do go every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just only on the treadmill at the minute, Joan. Just try and thin my belly out. Right. Anyway, so we were talking last week about you and your family, and you and Jean.
Yeah.
And excuse me, you were as children growing up, and we got to Jean's wedding day.
Yeah.
And you could remember the reception, which was, where was that?
That was at Renters at 21 Grove Coach Road.
And who did you put your coat on? Somebody, didn't you?
Oh, Grandma Ford, Mrs. Ford, the mother of the bridegroom's mother.
Okay, and does that mean that she was from Wheatley then?
Yes, she was from Wheatley. Yeah.
How old was Jean when she got married?
About 30.
30.
Yeah.
So when, up until being 30, what I was going to ask you about is when I've got some of your photos, when you've given me your photos, Joan, and loads of them are holiday photos.
Yes, at Bridlington.
Yeah.
That was first holiday after the war. We went to Bridlington.
Really?
And I mean, before that, we were still at school when, in the summer holidays, we went to Wilmslow, and that was the week war was declared.
Okay.
When we were at Wilmslow.
And who lived at Wilmslow?
A great aunt and uncle, the Parkinsons.
What side of the family is that?
That was my father's side.
Harry Elston's side.
Yes. His mother was a Parkinson.
Right, okay.
Flora Jane, she was a Parkinson.
And where is Wilmslow?
Cheshire, near Manchester.
And is that where your dad was brought? No, that's not where your dad was.
No, that's where his aunt and uncle lived, at Wilmslow.
Was your dad brought up? Well, he was brought up in Retford, wasn't he?
Yeah.
By who was his mum and dad?
Harry and Flora Jane. Flora Jane Parkinson, that was.
Okay. Was Flora Jane Parkinson, was she brought up in Retford, or was she from
Wilmslow? She was somewhere in Lancashire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you think your grandparents met on your dad's side?
I've really no idea. Unless there was any relatives locally, in Nottinghamshire.
Yeah. Do you think so you've got your dad, who is Harry Elston.
Yeah.
But he's junior.
Yes.
And his dad was
Harry
Elston, but he's the senior.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Do you think the senior Harry Elston was brought up in Retford?
Yes. Well, or Wheatley.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but it should be on family tree.
Right, okay.
Where he was born.
I'm just wondering how he would meet a girl.
Yes. Yeah, and she must have had... there was some relatives at Gainsborough.
Okay.
So...
What, Elston relatives?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we've never done your dad's side at all, have we? We've already stuck with your mum's, because your mum's is... We've got more photographs, and it's fascinating, isn't it? With your grandma being a milk lady. And what I'm wondering is about what's it called? Wilmslow.
And nowadays there's all the rich people live there, apparently.
Really? Is it posh?
Yes, it is now. But I mean, we stayed at, it was called Low Glen Cottage, Chancel Lane at Wilmslow, and it was opposite the church where Auntie Polly Parkinson, she was something at the church, whether she was a verger or something like that, I'm not sure.
So, you know...
There is photos of them.
Yes, I've seen some. In fact, I'm going to show you some
yeah.
in a minute. Well, in a bit.
Yeah.
When you say Polly, is there a Polly on the photograph at Brex Road? Is there
No, it's not that branch of the family, no.
Is there a Polly on that picture? Can you remember? Who's the one that's...
the mother of the bride was... we knew her as Auntie Luty, Luty.
Luty. And Luty's the one
Wilson. And her husband was Jess Wilson, who was a second-hand furniture dealer.
On one of the Brex Road photographs, there's a lady to the right that's cut off.
Yes, that's Luty, Auntie Luty.
That's Auntie Luty.
But she's like... where's the one up there? She's like... That was a granddaughter, I think that would be.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There, yes.
Where the elderly couple are?
Yes, yeah. And I don't know who's put it behind where the clothes are there, clothes rail. There's a picture of a great-granddad Robert Elston and his wife Emma at Wheatley. There's a picture.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh.
So I think Amy or Richard must have hung it there because it was right up there before.
Oh, that's interesting. I hope I remember that on the way out. But
yeah.
So the Elstons are really local then. So
Wheatley, north or south Wheatley. I'm not sure which.
So your grandma, what was her name again?
Emma Newbolt. She was his second wife because his first wife, Sarah, I think it was, had died.
Is that your great grandma, Emma Newbolt?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you're definitely from Emma, not the first wife.
No. So
do you think the first wife and Harold had any children?
No, it was first wife and Robert.
Robert. Did they?
Yes. I mean, Grandad Harry and his brother Aubrey. And in the register, he's registered as Horbury, Horbewy, instead of Aubrey.
Ah.
And Peace, it should be Peace, Peace, after his mother's maiden name. But in the Wheatley accent, they must have put an H on. Horbury P.S. they'd say.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. In that dialect, and registrars taken it as that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, right, we've gone a little bit off track there, but you've got me. You've sparked my imagination there. So did we say Robert? Robert and
Emma. His second wife was Emma Newbolt, or Newbold. It's spelt two different ways in various places.
Right, okay.
Either a T or a D at the end.
Right. So who was his first wife again? Was that Sarah?
I think that was Sarah.
Right.
And then...
And who were you descended from, Sarah or Emma?
Sarah, I should say.
Oh, so, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you... right, you might not know the answer to this then. Do you think Emma had children as well?
Oh, yes, she did. Yes, Emma.
Right, okay, so right. So you've got Robert and Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah dies and marries Emma.
Yes, later on. And he's the first entry in the marriage register, I remember. when I was copying it out. Yeah.
Right.
So.
What do you mean the first entry?
In the big register, it was number 1. It was.
Right.
They were the first people to get married when that register was started.
Do you mean the very first register that was started because it became law, or do you mean...
I can't remember what year it was, but there is a copy of the marriage certificate somewhere in...
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just sticking with Sarah and Robert.
Yeah.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, so you might not know the answer to this, but you wonder or think, do you think that your dad, your granddad, came from Sarah and Robert or Emma and Robert?
Oh, I can't remember. It should be on the family tree.
Yeah, okay. Because if they came from different mums,
yeah, I'd never thought.
Then there's going to be another line of Elstons. There's going to be loads of Elstons, isn't there?
Yeah.
Around here, descendants.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of other Elstons in Retford? As far as you know, has it only ever been you and Jean
and our family? But I think there was one. We came across but that was years ago. But I don't know whether it was a gentleman, whether he was any relation or not.
Well,
because I mean, there was Auntie Sally who was adopted by Harry and Flora Jane, because Auntie Sally, that's Sarah Johnson, her mother died when she was born.
Right, okay.
That she was adopted, and who's related to the Askew family. Auntie Sally was. She married Percy Askew.
Is that all Retford based? Is that Retford?
Well, they moved to Kiveton later. They were at Kiveton when we were.
Okay. Have they lived at Retford ever? The Askews that you're talking about?
I don't know. The family were from North Leverton, I think.
Right, okay.
And there's wedding of Auntie Sally and Uncle Percy.
Right, okay.
There's a photo, I think you might have got that one.
Okay, right, probably. So, we've gone a long way off track there, so I'm trying to get to your little holiday.
Oh, sorry.
Wilmslow.
Yeah.
So, who did you...
Sorry, I was going to say there is a photograph of us sat on a sundial in the churchyard at Wilmslow.
Okay. Are you not stood up?
And there is one we stood up as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's one where we sat with some straw hats on.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll bear that in mind, see if we can find.
Yeah.
So, you went to Is Wilmslow your annual holiday then? Holidays?
It was from school. It was when we were at school. The summer holidays it was. And towards the end, because it was September 3rd when war broke out, and when we were there, Auntie Polly was buying material to make blinds for the blackout.
Ah, right, okay. Well, there's actually a picture of you well, I think it looks like a garden. There's a dog, you two girls, and a man in the middle. Yeah, I'll show you in a bit. Right, we'll go through that in a bit. But that says, I'm not sure if it says the day that war broke out, or no, I think it actually says the day that war broke out. And this is a photo of you on the day that war broke out. But we'll look at that in a minute, because I'm just trying to work out, who did you say was at Wilmslow again? Why?
Uncle Jack and Auntie Polly.
Right, okay. And what relation are those to your dad?
Aunt and uncle, I think, or I would have. Yeah, they'd be aunt and uncle.
Is that to your dad or
To my dad, Harry.
to your dad,
Yeah.
but to your dad's mum? Are they related to your dad's mum?
Yes, they would be. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Auntie Polly.
Right,
I don't
okay.
know whether that was a proper name and a Christian name, but we knew her as Auntie Polly.
Got you. So your granddad is called Harry Elston Senior.
Yeah, yeah.
His wife was called
Winifred Edith. Sorry.
Winifred Edith, another one.
Mum, Mum, yes.
And we're talking about Senior now. Harry Elston Senior.
Senior married Flora Jane Parkinson.
That's it, right then. And it's Flora Jane Parkinson is her sister, Polly, at Wilmslow.
Yes.
Got you.
I think. Oh, now then, is it or was Uncle Jack a brother?
Well, it depends.
Oh dear.
Well, what was their surname? Jack and Polly, what were their surname?
I don't know what Auntie Polly's surname was before she married.
No, after they were married.
Well, she was Parkinson.
What, when she got married?
After she got married, she was Parkinson.
I've got it. I think we can do it, Joan, if we stick with it. Harry, and the biggest problem is I just can't remember the names you're telling me. So, Harry Senior, Elston married
Flora Jane Parkinson.
Right, okay, and then it must have been a brother that they were.
Yes.
Because their married name is Parkinson, isn't it? So
it would be Dad's Uncle Jack, wouldn't it? Yes.
That's it.
Yes, worked it out. You see, we didn't.
We should really have thought about that before we switched camera on, shouldn't we? Never did. No, that's all right. So did your mum and dad and you and your sister, did you go on holiday?
Yes, we did. To
Wilmslow
and stayed with them in the Low Glen cottage.
Was it big? Is it a big cottage then, or?
The bedroom Mum and Dad were in was sort of divided. There was a partition sort of put up, and Jean and I were in another bedroom, and of course there was Uncle Jack and Auntie Polly. They had a front room as well, as a living room. But there was the stairs in the living room, and we used to sit on the stairs at the table for a meal.
Oh, okay. So you... Oh,
there was the window at the side, and there's a photograph of Uncle Jack and Auntie Polly sat on a seat outside that window.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I might have seen that one.
Yes. She's a well-built lady. And Uncle Jack lost his hand in an accident at work. I have a feeling it's something to do with traction engines, but I may be wrong.
Yeah, that's why in the photograph in the garden, he's got a hook actually on his hand.
Yes, he used to eat with a hook, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long would you stay there for, Joe?
We stayed a week.
And was there, Wilmslow, is there lots to do there, or was it just a lazy week?
There were some nice walks we used to go in the countryside, and we went to Alderley Edge and Lindau Common, can remember. But Alderley Edge, that was up a big steep hill where we went, and there was a wishing well.
Really?
Yes.
And was there a cinema? Did you go to the cinema?
Yes, we went to the cinema, as I've mentioned before, that we went to see Gracie Fields. And she sang Wish Me Luck as You Wave Me Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yes, we've had that
and
before.
I think on one of your holidays, that's when war was declared, didn't it, or broke
Well,
out?
that was this one, Wilmslow one.
Yeah. Okay. And almost immediately, because you're there for a week,
Yeah.
Joan, but you see kids getting on buses.
Yes, well, when we were going for cinema, there were buses and all the children getting on the buses.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they were evacuated probably before it had been declared. And
Yeah, okay.
Quite a few were, yeah.
I wonder why you'd evacuate kids from Wilmslow. Is it a sleepy village or is it a town, Wilmslow?
Well, I mean, it was near to Manchester, a big city.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And how many years did you go to see your uncle? Well,
that was the only time we ever went.
So you didn't go every year?
No,
but just one of your holidays during the
when was
the outbreak?
The war, yeah, yes, no, but when Uncle Jack passed away first, and Mum and Dad went to his funeral at Wilmslow, and then Auntie Polly, I don't know whether she was at Gainsborough for a while, whether she came to live with some other relatives after he died, I don't know. But Jean went with Auntie Doris, my dad's sister, to see her when she was at Gainsborough. But I'd got a bad cough, so I didn't go. I'm afraid I didn't go to see her.
Did they ever, your Uncle Jack, or Great Uncle Jack or whatever, and Polly,
yeah,
did they ever come here?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So if you went to their home for a holiday and then enjoyed walks in the countryside,
yeah.
Did you have other holidays during the war? Excuse me.
No.
Did you when it was the summer holidays during the war, do you think you ever went anywhere else?
Well, we probably went on the train. Dad had 3 free passes when it was on the railway then. So we'd probably either go to Leeds or Manchester. But of course during the war, after we'd been to Manchester, we were on holiday there. We didn't go to Manchester till war was over again. But it was either Manchester or Leeds we used to go on these passes.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
What
and then, of course, Bridlington, 1947, was it? Or 46, was the first year that we'd been away on holiday.
Right.
To the seas. Because usually it was just a day trip before the war. A railway day trip to Cleethorpes or Skegness.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay. But after the war...
Yeah. We started going to Bridlington in a caravan.
Did you go a lot of times?
Yes, quite a few. Yeah.
As in every year for a few years.
Yes,
you
we
go
did.
to Bridlington.
Yeah. In the caravan to begin with, that was Mr. Hall, who was a coal merchant. It was his caravan, and it was converted from a railway carriage, and you could get 6 people, because to begin with, Uncle George and Auntie Dahlia and Margaret was only a toddler, was in the caravan, so there was 7 of us in the caravan then. Yeah. Yes. So.
And George was Dahlia's husband?
Yes. George Goddard. And yes, we used to like Bridlington. And we used to go to Sewerby and Danes Dyke. That was a nice walk there.
At Bridlington?
Yes.
And did you...
and there was concerts at the spa at Bridlington on a Sunday. And then there was, was it Floral Pavilion? There used to be Sunday concerts, or Owen Walters and his orchestra. I just remembered. Yes.
There are some holiday pictures where it looks like there are other friends that you've probably...
Oh, yes. That was Mr. and Mrs. Thompson and one of the sons, David, and a friend of his, Barry Watkinson. We met them on, I've forgotten which station it was. It was when we were travelling to Bridlington. We had to change at a station. Well, we met them on the station, and Mr. Thompson, he was a railwayman who Dad knew. So then we sort of went out, all of us together, to Sewerby and places like that, yeah. Yeah, and sort of kept in touch for a few years with them, yeah.
Do you think you went on how many holidays? So after the war, you started going to Bridlington.
Yeah.
How many years did you do that, do you think?
Well, till we went to Brighton and Hove. That would be, oh dear, what, 19... Well, 1950s, I know we're about been to Brighton.
Right.
But then we went in boarding houses or hotels. Yeah.
Okay. So, what year did Jean get married again?
1963.
So would you say between 1945 and 1963 you had a holiday every year together as a family, or was it?
No, it was at Bridlington mainly, with Mum and Dad, yes.
Okay.
But then when we went to Brighton, we went first with two friends. We went with Amy Cooper, who we originally met at shorthand lessons at night school.
At Mr. Hill's? Or?
No, at the school, at Sir Fred's school, where he was teaching at that time, teaching shorthand. And then when he retired from there, he asked us if we'd like to go privately.
Oh, that's how that...
Yes, yeah. But that's how we met Amy. And Barbara Henshaw. I think she worked at tax office, if I remember rightly. But she lived in the schoolhouse on Pennington's Walk with her parents. Yeah.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
The schoolhouse on Pennington's Walk?
It's sort of just round, sort of on the bend,
yeah,
as you go into the side entrance to the school.
Yeah, Sir Fred's.
Yeah.
It's the entrance at Sir Fred's, is it that?
It was, yes, yeah.
So
another entrance, yeah, yeah. And of course, my grandfather, Harry Elston, Senior, his garden backed onto the Sir Fred's school.
On Hatfield Street?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, just to let you know, Joan, because I can't quite work out what you're saying there, as in, when you go down Hatfield Street, the houses number up to number 18.
Yeah, and I'm saying it's 20, isn't it?
Yeah, well, so this is how it goes. It goes up to 18.
Yeah.
Then there's a rear entrance to Sir Fred's.
Yes.
And then there's a bit of grassland, and then there's like 2 bungalows really pushed back in a corner.
Yes, there were. Yes, there was bungalows. Oh, and I've forgotten the name of the lady who lived there. There was one lady we knew who lived at one of the bungalows.
Oh, okay.
That's sort of going on to Humber Street, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I wish I could remember her name.
But there isn't a number 20 now. I'm just wondering either it was demolished or one of those bungalows might be number 20. Did they live in a bungalow or
No, it was a terraced house.
Right.
When
okay.
you went down the passage,
yes,
by the side, left-hand side, there was the Squires, and then the Foxes, and then my grandma and granddad.
Do you mean the passage from Pennington Walk to Hatfield Street?
No, the Hatfield Street way one.
Right, okay.
There
is a passage, isn't there, between Pennington Walk and Hatfield Street, is that right?
Yes, you go down there, and there's Mr. Lacey, who was the coal merchant. He had a house. He was in a house there, and I can't remember who lived next door to him. But after Mr. Johnson's bungalow, there was the end terraced house. Was my grandparents, Harry and Flora.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and then the Foxes. There was Edith Fox and Dorothy Fox, I think. Yeah, and the sister. Oh no, was it Dolly who worked at Earton's for years? One of the Foxes did. Yeah, and George Fox had the shop by the Packet Inn.
Did he?
Yes.
What was that shop? Can you remember?
I can't remember whether it was a barber's then or whether it was a general thing. I can't remember going in, so it might have been a barber's.
Oh, right, okay. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So you was saying, I might be wrong, Joan, but I'm convinced that there isn't a number 20 on Hatfield Street.
Oh.
So maybe it's either a different number.
Yeah.
Or I'll get a picture and I'll show you, and then you can say, look, it's that house, and then we'll know, won't
we? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's strange, that is.
All right.
I mean,
it could be me that's wrong.
Well, no, it could be me, because I know there was a few addresses that were 20.
Oh, okay.
You see, I mean, I'm probably wrong.
So just going back to your holidays.
Yes.
Have I got some pictures of you being abroad?
Oh yes, at Rimini.
So what's that then?
That was a seaside place. Yeah.
Whereabouts in the world is that?
It was southern Italy.
South Italy?
Yeah. Yeah, Rimini. And then next year we couldn't get in the hotel at Rimini. It was a suburb called Rimini Viterbo, and we were at the Il Milione Hotel there, remember?
Was that because there seems to be quite a few family members on that? Did you go with family? Did you was there...
No, there was just Jean and I and Arthur went the first year, and then I went with Auntie Delia and Margaret.
Yeah, that's what.
Another year. That was when Jean was expecting Glenn.
Got you.
Yeah, so I went with them. Yeah.
Ah, I see. Yeah, so
that's how they're in the picture. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then, have you met some other people? Because I'm sure that some of them are described with you've got other people's names on the photographs.
Oh yeah. There'd probably be Mrs. Kraft. She was on the same holiday as us.
Was those holidays like trips that had been arranged in Retford, or was it?
Yes, the first time it went with Arthur. He booked at Butler's on Bridgegate. They booked holidays to begin with, yeah. Butler's, and they sold newspapers and I don't know what else. But,
was they travel agents?
Well, I suppose it was first start of travel agents, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but you had to book through Butler's.
And would you have gone on buses and ferries, or would you have gone on?
Oh, we went on trains to London, Victoria, and then from there we went on the ferry. I've got a book where I've written down where we went. And it was a small boat. It was before the proper big ferries. It was from the railway, I think, was concerned with it, because we were travelling with a company called Swan's Tours, and to be the first year, and we were. It was steam engines, and then another where you stopped at Border, it would probably be a diesel engine or electric.
Are we talking about boats?
No, that we went on this boat, the ferry over the river and over the channel to, I think it was to Folkestone to Boulogne. And then caught a train, and some days, some of the time, I mean, because altogether from leaving Retford and getting to Rimini, it had taken us, we were travelling 26 hours.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so you had to keep changing engines at Borders, and they'd come and check your passport at various places. And then at night, when it was night time, there'd be the wheel tappers there checking the carriage wheels, yeah. And you'd hear the crickets chirping as well. Yeah, but
wow.
And we went through France and Switzerland. Oh, Switzerland was beautiful. Yeah, it was all the
That was on the train?
On the train, yes, yeah.
All the way to Italy?
Oh, yeah, and to Rimini, yeah.
And
there was a station at Rimini. Yeah.
Is Rimini the south of Italy?
Yes.
Wow.
I think, oh no, wait a minute. I did say south.
Oh.
No, it's at the...
I'll look that up.
Yeah, it's at the top.
So it's right.
Somewhere, but it's... I know the place before Rimini was called Forli, Forli.
Right, okay.
Remember that, yeah.
Was Rimini, I mean...
It was a biggish place.
Right.
There was a harbour there, yeah.
Okay.
And I think Mussolini had something to do with some of the buildings.
In Rimini?
Yeah, whether he'd ordered them or I just can't remember, but I know he was constantly mentioned about Rimini.
So that, okay, so and you and Jean and Arthur?
Yes, because he'd been on a holiday to Stresa in Italy with his brother, one of his brothers before, and said how nice it was. So we all went together. And then the next year, of course, after they got married, we went to Daly and Margaret.
Right, okay.
But I was at Rimini Viserba then, and we went on a day trip to Florence, over the Apennine Mountains. And when we were coming back round about midnight at night, the bit time we got there, we were caught in a thunderstorm going round the mountains, which was a bit air-raising.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet you liked Florence though, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah. Yeah. And we went in the other baptistry, and there was a baptism going on where they immerse the babies all in the water. They don't just put the cross in.
They dunked them.
Yeah.
And you saw that, didn't you?
Yes. And and just thinking we went to another seaside place near the next one to Rimini. Cattolica, I think it was the other one we went on a day trip to. And when we were coming back home after the fortnight's holiday, we stopped off at Bologna and had a lovely pasta. And they're famous for that, what I found out years later. Yeah.
Wow.
At Bologna station. Because we'd left sort of at the time when we should have had a meal at the hotel. So anyway, we had the meal on the train.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did your mum and dad, did they have their own holidays then, or did they?
Oh, yes, they used to go with Mr. and Mrs. Ostick to Bridlington, and with their 2 children, the ones they used to go babysitting for.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Where did they live? Ostick's?
Well, to begin with, they lived at 14 Richard Street, and when they moved from there, they moved to Croftways, Hallcroft Road. It's the house that was next to this West Retford school, I think, Croftways.
Oh, okay. And they lived at number 14?
Yes.
And
where her parents had lived in years gone by, Mr. and Mrs. Cooper.
Oh, Cooper. Right. Okay. Oh, is she Ostick because she married?
Yes, Jeff Ostick. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And your mum and dad used to babysit, as in, did they bring the children here?
No. When she babysat it was at the Croftways, because then Diana... Excuse me.
It's okay.
Hello. Oh, hello, Ali. Hello. All right, thanks. I'm just being videoed at the minute. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's okay. Yes, that'll be fine. Thank you very much for ringing up. Bye. That's an a carer who's retired.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's coming to see me tomorrow.
Is she?
Yes.
Does she know that you do videos or not? Cause
no, I don't.
She's probably thinking, what on earth are you on about?
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to leave that in.
Yes, I'm sorry, I can't remember whether she does or not.
What's her name?
Ali, A-L-L-I-E. Yeah.
And she's an ex-carer.
Yeah.
And she's coming to visit you on a friendly basis, is she?
Yeah, she's been retired a bit now.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she's just rang up to
say. Yeah.
I'm glad I got that phone call.
Yeah. Thank you.
So your mum and dad, right, I was a bit lost there with, so you were talking about the Osticks living up Hallcroft.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
It's just past where the traffic lights were.
Oh, yeah.
On the right-hand side.
Okay.
It's, I think now it has a big fence around it.
No, you don't mean at the school, do you? Do you mean at the...
No, it was, the school was more or less in front of it or backside of it.
Right, okay.
It's, I mean, with all the fencing up, you probably don't realise there's a house there.
There's a house,
because there's garden in front.
And that's that's definitely on Allcroft Road and not Cricketfield Lane.
It was, yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
so I assume it's still there.
Right,
Because
okay.
sadly they're both deceased now.
Right, okay. But the children, and who were the children? What were they called? Two girls.
It was Judith and Diana.
Judith and Diana Ostick. Are they still alive?
Judith is actually, she lives in Cumbria. I've had a Christmas card from her as usual.
Really?
Yes, she was, and they were both good pianists. And Diana played it with the National Youth Orchestra at Hull City Hall, and a friend of the Osticks got a bus up to take us to Hull. It was one night. I came out of the office and nipped on this coach that was outside the office and took us in the snow and ice to Hull. It was the National Youth Orchestra, conducted by a conductor called Rudolph Schwartz, and Diana played a solo. I've got the programme now, when she wasn't very old.
Okay, I think...
Hull City Hall.
Is that this picture?
Oh no, that is when she was playing... Oh, I can't see that. It's Max Jaffa.
But is it
Television Studios. And it was a programme that I didn't see, but this photo was taken. They were playing with Max Jaffa, who used to be at Scarborough, playing... he was a violinist, well-known violinist. And this picture, that's Diana, the youngest Ostick.
Wow.
It's on I've written on the back if you can see it, what it is.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take a picture of that.
Yeah.
We'll get that. So they were, were they both good pianists then?
Yes.
Did they go on to be pianists or?
Well, then eventually Judith gave it up. And, well, then sort of, I can't remember them sort of doing anything later on.
Right, okay.
Judith got married, but Diana didn't get married till that picture there, that one with Mrs. Kitty Revlon, who used to have the...
So what's that a picture of?
That's Diana's Ostick's wedding to a gentleman.
Okay, but she's not on there, is she, on this picture?
No, her sister is Judith, just the back of her. That's all, but...
I see. So
that
you
was
can
at West Retford. That was out in a marquee in the grounds of West Retford.
Are you saying that the bride is in that picture?
No.
Not at all, because there's a lady...
That's a sister. That's a sister Judith.
In
there.
the blue?
Yes.
If you look in front of her, look, there's a lady in white. I just wondered if that was the bride. I wondered if she was...
Well, it could be.
Could be, couldn't it?
It
looks a little bit
I
like
never
that.
thought it. But I didn't take this picture.
Who was on that picture, Joan?
There's Kitty Revel, who had the Turk's Head. There's Roy Beadley and me.
Right, okay.
And should be another picture of a gentleman. It's covered over by the frame thing out there. called Bud Wade. I think he had been a policeman
Oh, right,
on there.
okay.
But it was a marriage to, the surname was Lovely. I can't remember his Christian name.
But Kitty
Revel used to have with her husband Arthur Revel, at the Turk's Head public house.
Really? Did
Yeah.
Revels? There was some Revels on this street there, wasn't there?
Oh yes, a fish and chip.
But not the same Revels.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
Oh, right. Okay, brilliant. So those little girls, one's definitely still alive.
Yes, Judith. Yes.
But how old would Judith be then? Because she's not.
She's younger than us because she used to come round early mornings very often to our house, sometimes before we were up.
Really?
Yeah, yes, I mean she used to love to cook. Well, both of them did. And
Are they 20 years younger or 10 years younger?
Oh, I should say probably about 10 years younger.
Okay.
But sadly, Diana's died a year or two back.
Okay.
She was waiting for a kidney replacement.
Did she stay in Retford or had she moved?
No, she moved to Scunthorpe.
Right, okay.
I think it was Scunthorpe, or somewhere near Scunthorpe.
So, and what's the other one called?
Judith.
Judith. Has she sent you a Christmas card, has she?
Yes, from Kendal, and she's still riding, and she's had a pony for a few years.
Who has?
Judith.
Judith, she's 80 years old.
Yeah.
When she's got a pony?
Yeah, well, she's still doing dressage. Yeah. I mean, I may be wrong about her age, but yes.
Well,
yes.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I just, we don't know.
No.
We'll have to just
Yeah.
take a word for that.
Yeah,
I wonder if, do you send her a card?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Have you sent her one yet?
Yes.
You've already sent it, have you?
Yes.
Have you put that you're having some videos made?
No, I didn't.
You should have done, because she could have watched.
Yeah,
She could have watched this one, couldn't she?
Yeah.
'Cause
she might. I mean, some people might just watch things on YouTube, mightn't they?
Well, there will be pictures of her, you see, as we're talking about this, I'll put some pictures on of these two little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just go into a bit of a sad subject, Joan, but I'll have to ask at some point. As regards all these lovely people that that have been in your life, there's hardly any of them left.
No, there isn't. It is sad. Yes.
But so I was just going to ask about a few of them, about them dying.
Yeah.
Like your grandma
Elston, that was the first one who we lost.
Your dad's mum.
Yes.
She died.
Yes. Suddenly sat in the chair, I think she was.
And was that down Hatfield Street?
Yes, when she lived down there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and where did can you remember going to a funeral for that?
Yes, that was I think it was that small chapel on Union Street, at the end of Union Street.
Right, okay.
Yes.
When you say small chapel, was that near like the big Wesleyan chapel?
Well, it was at the end, right?
It was the other end?
The other end,
Okay.
yeah. Which then Blythe Model Dairies had. And then it was demolished for Arlington Way and all there.
Yeah. And what about who would have been next, do you think? What about your dad's dad? Did he?
Yeah, yes. In those days, there wasn't the care homes like there is now.
Right.
And he was taken finally to an old people's home at in Derbyshire, at Bakewell.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he was in Kilton Hospital several times, but then eventually, when he was out of hospital, that's when they sent him to Bakewell. But we didn't get to see him, but I had a letter, he used to write to him in hospital, and he used to write to me.
Right.
And I came home from work one dinner time, and parents weren't in. I mean, with the key we could get in. And there's a note to say that Grandad had died and they'd gone to Bakewell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was the gardener.
He's what?
He was the gardener. He had the allotments.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So.
And he used to push his wooden wheelbarrow to collect the swill for pigs. Yes, and Dinky the dog was missing one day when Mum and Dad were decorating the pantry, and they'd moved some of the things out into the backyard. And when I came home from work at dinner time, Dinky the dog wasn't there, and we went over the fields shouting her and all over. Couldn't find her. Then we decided we'd go and see Grandad and see, if he knew anything. And when we got there to Hatfield Street, he was just fastening her up on a clothesline to bring her. He said she'd followed him and she wouldn't leave him, stopped with him. She thought that because they were doing decorating pantry, and they were moving or something, probably thought. And so she was going with Grandad.
So had Grandad visited her and she followed him?
Yes, we used to do it. It was after Grandma had died. He used to come to us for dinners on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays. You see. And it was one of the days when Grandad had been and brought his barrow with the swilling stuff for the pigs, and Dinky had gone with him. So that was a relief when we found it.
It was Dinky a girl or a boy?
A girl, Yes, that's what was from Weston Stables, from Sir Joseph Laycoats.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know where his funeral was?
It would be at the big chapel then, I think, if I remember rightly.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
The big Wesleyan
yes.
chapel.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I ask that, Joan, is because sometimes when you're looking at your family past or history, you can't really, you wonder where they were buried, you see. And
yes.
Or
yeah. Well, going back to the Allen family.
Yeah.
George William Allen, who was killed in the First World War.
Yeah.
At the big chapel or church.
Yeah.
On Grove Street, there is a brass plaque, and his name is on it, together with some other Retford soldiers who were killed.
He's in there, is he?
There's his name on there. George William Allen, so he must have been a Methodist.
Yeah, must have been.
But I mean, we were church school, you see. We used to go to St Swithin's Church.
So the three people you've mentioned there, then, your grandparents, your dad's mum and dad.
Yeah.
and your mum's dad.
Yeah.
Will they be in the cemetery, do you think, or will they be in?
Well, George William Allen has no known grave.
Oh, of course.
It will be one that's just a soldier of the Great War, known unto God.
Of course, yeah. And the other two, the other grandparents?
They're in Retford Cemetery.
Okay. Do you know where they are in the cemetery? Have you seen their graves?
Yes, I did, but not for a long time.
Okay, but they're Elstons and they're in the cemetery
somewhere. Yes.
There is you can visit a website, type in a name, it'll give you the exact location.
It will.
Of a plot, yeah.
Oh, right.
So, right, okay. And my favourite then, your grandma.
Oh, yes, she's in Ordsall. Mary May.
Mary May
Allen, yes, she's in Ordsall. But there isn't a headstone, it was just a little pot and with a name on, I think, that was all.
A pot?
Do
you mean
or just a little bit of...
Was it a cube?
Yes, or something like that.
Sometimes you can get a cube with a hole in and you put flowers in.
I don't know. But
did you go to that funeral?
Yes, and I stayed with my auntie for quite a few weeks after my grandma had died. And we used to go to Ordsall every Sunday, to
the churchyard.
Yes.
To sort the grave out.
But yes.
Okay. Would that be in the section that's?
It's right at the top.
It's at the top.
But yes, about the first or second row, I think she's in there.
Okay.
It's near to one. It's a row near to where there's a gentleman who I knew who had Dominic Cross Farm on Strawberry Road, Karl Heinz Grote, Grote, a Dutchman, and they were prisoners. They were in Holland when Germans invaded, and I think Mr. Grote, the father of this young man who died, I think he was, the Germans weren't very nice to him or something. I think he was injured.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he kept the pigs at the farm. That's when our pigs escaped one Christmas, when Mum and Dad, we were all up at Mr. and Mrs. Astick's at Croftways for Christmas meal. And that's when the pigs got out. And so they went, I don't know, the police, Mr. Grote took them in.
Really?
Yes.
How many pigs?
With two then.
So you got two pigs and they escaped?
Yeah. Because Dad had gone home to feed them on his bicycle from Croftways, and whether he'd left the door, the pigsty door unlocked, or whether somebody had done it as a joke and let them out, I don't know.
Oh, right. And
we never knew.
And who found them?
Well, Mr. Grote put them in with his pigs.
Does that mean they must have run down
Strawberry Road? Yes.
They must have found.
What with the horse getting out the paddock and coming to our front door.
You've got a lot. And your dog escaped, and your hedgehog.
Oh, yes.
You've had a lot of
No, tortoise it was.
Tortoise, not hedgehog, sorry, tortoise.
Down Newtown Fields.
Okay, so definitely not hedgehog. That's
no,
sorry about that.
No, it was Toby the tortoise.
Yeah.
Which Peter Glasby told us when he was a little boy. Toby's under rhubarb. Yeah.
Did you see, what's the farm called that you just said there?
It was called Dominic Cross Farm.
Where was that?
That's down Strawberry Road.
Is it?
It's where Bruce Ragsdale is. who had the traction engines, Ragsdale's, right hand side, about halfway down.
Right, okay.
There's
Is it still a farm now?
Yeah, he has his traction engines there.
No, well, I didn't know that. That's the first time.
Yeah, and
What now? He has traction engines there now?
I assume they are, yeah. And Fred Dibner went there. The man the steam man, yeah.
Fred Dibner.
Yes.
He's the guy off telly?
Yes. And he sadly he's passed away. But yes, it's been on 2 or 3 times on television when they've had repeats.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. And that's where Dominic Cross Farm was?
Yes.
Because I've seen Dominic Cross Farm, or pictures taken from Dominic Cross Farm on the Bassetlaw website. But I can never work out where it is or what.
Well, to begin with, there was only a little cottage, sort of, on the front. But then and the Earnshaws lived there then.
So as you go down Strawberry Road on the right-hand side?
About halfway down.
Right.
But this cottage was demolished, and then
there's a
new house, 2 new houses. The father lived in one and the son in the other, I think.
Right, okay. And that was, did you say Earnshaw?
Originally, but then it was the Ragsdales.
Right, okay. And do they still live there?
As far as I know, they do.
Right, okay.
It was Bruce Ragsdale. They came from Wyston originally, I think.
So, and that's been on the telly?
Oh, yes, they have a few times, yeah.
Dear me.
Yeah, and...
I can never work out why it's called Dominic Cross Farm. It's not particularly near to Dominic Cross, is it?
No, but one Dominic Cross where when there was the plague, they used to have, is it the Broadstone?
Yeah.
With the vinegar in for disinfect, for the money.
Yeah.
For paying for food, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we know as Dominic Cross today is just, it's just a small road really, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was, there's a few houses been knocked down, haven't there?
Yeah, I suppose.
What it was.
I suppose Dominic Cross. I suppose at some point the railway split the whole lot in half, didn't it? Really. So
yeah.
So maybe the Dominic Cross farm was there before the railway.
Yeah.
And made a lot more sense being called Dominic Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I might try and look at that on a map. I wonder if Dominic Cross, if you take out the railway, I wonder if it pretty much, that lane goes all the way to the farm, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay. So your grandma, she's in Ordsall Church.
Yes.
She's the milk lady.
Yes, that's right.
And you went to the funeral.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So just thinking now about her family. So not Winifred, but who's the second sister? Who's the second one to be born?
Dahlia, Roxana Dahlia.
Is she the lady who went to Worksop?
Yes, the hairdresser.
The hairdresser on Grove Street.
Yeah.
But lived at Worksop.
Yeah, Rhodesia.
And had Margaret.
Yes, that's it.
Right, okay. And can you remember her dying?
Yes, she died in hospital.
Did she?
Yeah.
And where was she buried? Would that have been Worksop?
At Worksop, where her husband's and her father-in-law are buried.
Do you know whereabouts in Worksop she lived?
Yes, 3 Marjorie Street, Rhodesia.
Really?
Yes, opposite Hagenfield School. Yeah.
And that's where they lived, is it?
Yeah.
Was you too young to remember them getting together?
Oh, yes. Can remember them getting married one Christmas. There is a photo of the wedding.
Is it?
Yes, it's a sepia one.
Is it? Right,
Yeah,
okay.
and she's in a dark coloured outfit. Yeah. I don't know whether it was on Boxing Day. It was near Christmas, I know.
Where did they get married?
I assume it would be East Retford.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Right, okay. I mean, it could have been Worksop,
Yeah.
isn't it? Okay, and you can remember her dying?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So,
And say she's buried at cemetery at Worksop.
yeah, okay. And then what about her? So, what about the next sister? Who's the next sister?
Auntie Bessie, yeah.
Bessie May.
Yeah.
And where did she live when she died?
She was in Westville, a nursing home.
But she had been down Thumpton Lane.
Yes.
Living with her mum.
Yes, and then the mum died at Thumpton Lane, yes.
And where did you go to her funeral?
Yes, yeah.
Where was that?
That was at Ordsall.
Oh, okay.
Ordsall Church.
And is she in the churchyard?
Yes, that's the one just with the name on the grave.
What do you mean?
Well, she didn't have a headstone, apparently, so...
Did you say that about your grandma as well? Your grandma didn't have an headstone or not?
That's the one. It's Mary May who didn't have a headstone.
Right, okay, let me just go through that a little bit. So, what's your grandma called?
Grandma Allen is Mary May Allen.
And she didn't have an headstone?
No.
And her daughter, Bessie May?
Yeah.
Did she have a headstone?
No, she was cremated. Well, it was cremation, I think.
Oh, okay. So she had a service at Ordsall.
Also, yeah.
But she was cremated.
It did, yeah.
Okay. And then what about her brother? Is it Arthur?
Harold.
Harold, yeah.
Harold William.
Can you remember Harold?
Well, he died at Clayworth. So I can't remember. Well, that's when I've never seen his grave.
Okay.
Don't know why.
Well, I'm asking you on the spot,
yeah.
Joan, so you never know. It might come back to you, mightn't it?
Yeah.
And then there is 3 more I was going to ask you about. Just, because it's...
Yeah.
I know it's a sad subject and everything, but there are 3 more deaths that I think's important. So, your dad?
Yes. He died on 20th of July, 19... Oh, dear. It was a take.
Was it in the 80s?
89, was it?
Could have been,
dear.
yeah.
No, sorry, it was 81.
Right.
Yes, now I'm getting it now. He died 20th of July, 1981. And Mum died on the 16th of July, 1991. 10 years to the week. Dad died on the Monday. He'd just had his dinner. And he'd been to my sister's on holiday. And Arthur had brought him home on the Sunday. And he just said how he'd enjoyed the new potatoes from Little Steeping that we brought, yeah. And I was talking to him and he grabbed hold of my hand and said, "Just a minute, Joan." And he was falling backwards anyway. I grabbed him and Mum went for Mrs. Blagg because we weren't on the phone then. She was about the only person on the telephone and she'd been a matron at Gringley Children's Hospital. So she rang the doctor And she came and tried artificial respiration, but it was no good. It'd gone.
Who's Mrs. Blagg? Was she someone on the street?
Yes, she lived at number 26.
Okay.
The end house it was, yes.
And she had the phone.
Yes.
And you was here at the same time, obviously. All three of you was having...
We'd just finished the dinner, yeah.
Do you mean dinner as in dinner time?
Yeah. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Time.
Was you home from work? Had you come?
Yeah, they'd come home from work.
So you'd walked home from
work, yeah.
And was the dining table in this room?
Yes, in the middle it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did your dad have his back to the fire or to the
back to the fire? He did.
And did you have your back to the?
I was sat at the side.
Okay, you had your back to that back wall.
Yeah.
And then your dad was just enjoying his dinner.
Yeah.
And the potatoes, had they actually brought them?
Yes, he'd brought them the day before, yeah, from Little Steeping.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And then...
They say I was just telling him something, and that's when he grabbed hold of me and said, "Just a minute, Joan."
Really?
Yeah.
Fell backwards and you
Yes, I
grabbed him.
grabbed him, yeah.
I bet that was... when your mum... Did your mum just run out the door and...
Yes, fetch Mrs. Blagg, you see.
And you were sat with your dad?
Yes, talking to him, but, he didn't answer. And then his ears started going blue.
Really?
Yes. And I was in those days you didn't know about... We didn't know, how to revive anybody then.
Yeah.
Not like you do now, so...
Yeah,
Mr. Blagg tried.
How old was he?
77.
77.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what, Jonah? I don't think you could have had a better way to go. Sat with your wife and daughter at the dinner table.
No.
It was instant, really, wasn't it?
And he said dying didn't worry him. It was just those he left behind.
Oh, and he'd been a lovely dad, from what I can see. He'd been seemed really, when you look at the photos...
Happy Harry.
Really?
He was what you call a gentle man.
Proper gentle man.
Yes.
Yeah, in the truest sense of the word, yeah.
Yes, he was.
Because when you look at all the photos of your dad, he's always smiling.
Yeah.
He's always smart.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's always with you.
Yeah.
I think, what a lovely family man
we
he
were
was.
at allotment together, you see, a lot.
Yeah.
Working, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I have happy memories.
And right, okay. Well, that's a bit of a sad note to leave on because we're running out of time, Joan. But that's the fact of life. It's one of them things. And so I'm going to put you on the spot again then, because we'll carry on with this discussion. Yeah. Maybe not next week because it's all Christmassy now, isn't it? Yeah. In a few weeks' time. A bit of music. What can you think of another bit of music? I'm after something. What about Jean? If you was to ask Jean what bit of music would be good, what would she say?
Well, I should say it would be some dance music.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I'll think of Blue Danube for waltzing. Yeah.
The Blue Danube.
She was a good dancer, yes.
And who's the composer for that?
Johann Strauss.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
The Blue Danube.
Yes, yeah. And it's about, is it 3 or 4 minutes long? It is.
Is it? It's a long one, is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Just to let you know, I've done some music this week. I left my heart in San Francisco.
Oh, yes, I'll tell you about it.
And I am using photos that we've seen before.
Oh, yeah.
But, I've not got an infinite amount of photos. So I am trying to put new ones in there. But it's just nice to it's just nice to see a few photos of you.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there we go.
Yes, thank you very much.
It was lovely to see you again this week.
Yes, it is you.
All right, lovely. See you later.
Thank you.